I am almost ready. Not sure why I'm talking in a robot voice, but I am. Going to put out a tweet. I am live. Everyone is doing well. Cool. Bam. Nice. Simple. That might be too loud in the background. Right. Hello. I'm BoredGamer. My face is all sort of flickery. Kind of behind. I'm fat today as well. Oh no. All gone wrong. My head's weird. Weirder than normal. Let's see if we can sort some of this out. I can't sort out me being fat. That is a cross I've got to bear at the moment, just from not exercising much since I moved house. My head is just a different. It's all fuzzy. Why am I so fuzzy today? Bigger. Do this. Oh no, that's a different. Oh yeah. What about this? Does that help? Helps a little bit. What about these exposure settings? Is that going to help anymore? Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? I'm a little less flickery. Oh, see, look. I've got tubby. Mainly because I've not been exercising properly. I've only just set up my treadmill. I used to go for like an hour run a day on it. I haven't done that for like a month. And I've been eating a lot. Nom 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 nom. Big fat tubby BoredGamer. But we'll sort that out. I'll get that sorted out. So I'm still sort of settling into my new place. I'm getting the floor done in this room towards the end of the week, and then hopefully some sound dampening on the walls and all that sort of stuff as well. So should be in a good situation in a few days' time for audio to be a bit better, streams to be a bit more high quality. And I've got a proper camera to set up as well for this sort of stuff, which I never did in my old location. So I'll try and get that sorted as well. Yeah, it was the green screen reflecting off my head. It's because I have a perfectly shined top of my head. I spend about 15 to 20 minutes a day just buffing it in the mornings. But I hope everyone is doing well. We obviously have a load of cool stuff in the future coming up, with 3.24 and with 4.0 and jump points and all this sort of stuff. So if you want to talk about anything, question in brackets, just give 1 second as well. Let me do that. That going to no. Do that. And then I bring this up. We'll do it live. That's pan. That's tilt. There we go. And I look a bit thinner. There we go. Perfect. Less fuzz, right? Yeah, loads less fuzz. No shiny head. No double chin. Perfect. What more could I ask for? You're still beautiful, Bored. That is thank you. Father Russell, if I could award you something, I would. I was going to make a joke about being a giveaway winner for the end of the month, but now if you won the giveaway, what have we done? I kicked something. What happened here? Oh no. Now if you win, I've got to, I don't know, inform you and say, oh, I've got to re-roll. Because now it would just look dodgy. It's an ABA, it's Ask Board Anything. But, I mean, my sort of subjects I'll be relatively good on are anything about me, YouTube, or Star Citizen. Try to keep with that, or Squadron 42. Keep it within those categories and we'll be golden. But you can ask me anything you want. I'll give it a good I reckon if I don't know. Please tell me the winning lottery numbers for this weekend's draw. I mean, what kind of... 2, 7, 22, 25, and 31. Yeah. But if you need more numbers, then you'll have to get the rest from another source. That's the only ones I got down. What is your opinion on the changes to jump points being perfectly stable so that all ship types and sizes can fly through them, and that transient portals will now be subject to size and mass? So they've basically kept what they originally said there, right? They've kept all groups relatively happy, I think. So originally, the permanent jump points, so the jump points that we know the locations of between like Stanton and Pyro and Terra and all that, the sort of static location jump points, they were going to have different sizes of ship that they could cater for. So you go, well, actually, you've got to go this way around because not all ship sizes are catered for here. But now they've gone, they're stable enough and large enough that the permanent wormholes, the static wormholes, that any ship of any size can make their way through. But they've also said that there are transient wormholes, temporary wormholes, which will appear in other locations which do have size restrictions. And they'll be temporary. They allow you to avoid customs and allow you to avoid security. Really like the idea. Think it's great. It suits all it ticks all the boxes for me. It gives explorers and pathfinders something to do. It allows smugglers and that sort of stuff to exist in other systems they would not normally be able to get into or out of. It makes sense. I'm not sure. I think I keep on moving my camera. I'll get that fixed at some point as well. Yeah, I really like it. And I like the fact that Clan Imperium cleared up some more bits and bobs about it, because they were like, no, it's not firing like a weapon to open the portal. It's a pulse that your ship is generating at the front of it. How am I this afternoon / evening? Yeah, pretty good. Productive today. So basically, last couple of weeks, maybe the last 3 weeks, I've been sort of phoning it in, as it were, with Star Citizen videos, just because, and because I've been sort of busy with the house. I've obviously moved a month ago, and getting loads of work done on the house, and sort of still settling in. So, and I've been busy with lots of board gaming stuff, because I run a board game company as well, sort of selling collectibles and board game and Kickstarter stuff. But yeah, I've been super busy with that. Yeah, good. It's I'm doing really well. I'm in a position now where I'm constantly paranoid and worried about money, but that's just me, especially around this time of the year. So for people that don't know, YouTube ads seem to pay a lot less around sort of end of June to maybe August, September period. So yeah, to September, and you get a lot less. Well, my channel gets a lot less views during that period, typically because there's a bit of a Star Citizen drought as well. Not entirely, and also I've been super lazy, so I appreciate people staying with us. And starting from effectively today, we should be being a bit more focused, a bit more energy in our coverage. So there's a load of videos I'm going to want to start to do, and I'm going to want to start to prepare for CitizenCon and 4.0 and stuff like that as well. So Got a new coffee machine. I've drunk far too much coffee over the last 2 days. Do you have access to the Avocado? Yes. If so, how do you feel about the current progress? It's a lot slower than I was expecting it to be. So I've been expecting the first wave PTU or wider PTU since sort of early-ish July. And we're getting towards the end of July now, and it's still an Evocati and not first wave PTU even. CIG did hint at there was only like a couple of blockers preventing it from going to the PTU wider PTU phase, and it looks like they've solved those now. So we should be very close to a wider PTU. However, I've been saying that for at least a couple of weeks now. Do you think 4.0 will make it this quarter? No. So I think 4.0 is planned for by the end of the year. Right, so it looks like that's the plan. They want it within the next few months, 4.0. It is always possible there'll be some super big problems or delays or something, but I do think that it's yeah, you can almost certainly have 4.0 as the last major patch of the year, and then maybe get like a 4.0.1 patch with some extra bits and bobs in, as like 4.0.x sort of patch. That's my expectation. I don't think they're going to be able to get a 4.1 in by the end of the year beyond that. And I do think it's going to be a while in Evocati phase, even though they are able to test it with the or parts of it with the tech preview build even now, because they tested server meshing out. Obviously they tested the connection between Pyro and Stanton out, even though it was an untextured wormhole, or not the proper wormhole experience, should we say, or jump point experience. And they're testing the RMQ at the moment, sort of an updated version of the network message queue. So some improved net tech, much needed. Is there still any inventory function from the I key after the patch? Yes, so you'll still be able to interact with yourself and the inventory that's on your body. You're able to change your clothes and that sort of stuff. Although they physicalized it as much as possible, and they've basically got rid of global inventory. Why are the servers so terrible lately? Could be because of CloudStrike stuff. There's potentially a lot of knock-on effects because of those CloudStrike and blue screen of death problems that the world suffered. Also, Star Citizen servers seem to be erratic at best, right? When they're testing different things on the tech previews and the persistent universe stuff, they seem to jostle load around. Were you able to join the tech preview of the latest Evo card meshing? If so, what do you think of it? So no, I haven't actually played in the latest updated RMQ stuff that they've been doing, unfortunately. I did some of the other stuff before that, but I haven't been able to join in the latest ones. I haven't played that. I've just been looking at other people's responses. You've heard that you can draw fat face by hitting thumbs up. I still got a fat face. Father Russell, and thank you very much for that donation, that super chat. Appreciate your kind words and your money. Having watched Inside Star Citizen on jump points, does it mean there are no more jump drives, but only some kind of device to leak quantum fuel into the jump point and open it? That's a good question. I believe there are still jump drives. I still believe you need a jump drive or a jump capable ship. Because there was talk about just you needing a quantum drive, right, before. I'm not 100% sure on it. What's your best guess on release of 3.24 PTU? And how come on become an Evocati? So with Evocati, if you test allowed this sort of PTU patches and you contribute to the issue council a good amount and get involved with the tech previews builds, then you're more likely to get chosen. CIG should email you, message you, and say you want to be in Avocado. There's no video in the background. Thank you. I'm literally the worst. I'm so sorry. I'm generally just bad at streaming. Have you thought about making a cooking channel and call it nom 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 nom? So probably will do some cooking at some point. So I've got a relatively nice kitchen now. I do probably have the right gear here to film something while cooking. I did so have a look at this bad boy. So as part of the sort of Alien Week, CIG have compiled a load of people's recipes that they made. And these are recipes that you can create effectively at home. They're supposed to be alien cuisine, but you know, it's sort of role-played alien cuisine a little bit. It was very funny. And there's some amazing ones there. Some of the food looked quite nice. Some of it looks absolutely awful. Did warn Sin when she was looking through this to not be hungry, or she wouldn't be hungry afterwards. Certainly not be eating. But yeah, there's a cool little cookbook effectively, so you should check that out. It was very silly, very cool. But yeah, 3.24. I'm hoping wider PTU this week. Hi, Bored. Good to see you. What is your expectation about a monthly fee to play Star Citizen so that they can increase production on the game? So they don't need more money like that. In the future, so the plan is for Star Citizen, right? Monetize it after release. They want to sell. They said that this is a while ago. They wanted to sell currency. They wanted to sell starter packs, and that was sort of the main. And there will be like voluntary subscriptions as well. So voluntary subscription being like the RSI subscriptions we have at the moment. You're not required to use them to play. So to buy the game, and you can sort of play it. You don't need a subscription. Now, is there going to be more monetization options than that in the future? Could they change it into a subscription model? Yeah, it's possible. It's unlikely, or it's unlikely within a good few years of the game running. After that, they might go, well, actually, 5-10 years later, we need to move it to a subscription model. It's possible that they'll, and I think that they'll sell ships still, right? They'll sell currency and they'll sell ships because they'll go, we've got a new ship, but we'll produce like 4 ships a year, and you get them a month earlier than everywhere else if you buy them, and everyone else if you buy them with real money. Something like that. People might go, that's buy to win, pay to win, and you can certainly argue that it is. But I mean, that's just my theory. So bear that in mind. But I think charging a subscription now would be monstrous, seeing the game's in alpha. They want testers. They want the community to test it. So you can't really charge them for that. And I don't think it would quicken the pace of anything. Like, they've got huge studios now. They're trying to fill those studios with developers. Can we get more Zinlaw videos? So you'll be getting one a week. That's the plan. Might get some other stuff, but obviously get the Zin podcast. I'll get her to do some specials occasionally as well. How's that? I think I'm looking dapper. I've got a hoodie on. I'm wearing an umbrella t-shirt. and I'm tubby. I suppose I've got it's the glasses, isn't it? And the perfectly bald head. So I haven't got a cat here. My cat is sort of like the old family cat. Is living down where I used to live with my mother. I wasn't going to take the cat away from her. So I'll be going there regularly to visit. I do not have a pet here. I may get one in the future. Will all markers be available? So, for example, we can return to jump points we find. So, that is a plan as part of the star map updates that will be there. You'll be able to basically sell locations, share locations, all that sort of stuff. It will be a thing. No ETA on it. Soonish. Medium term. Question: if you have a medium hangar and place a couch in it, then buy a large spaceship, does A, the hangar resize? No. You keep the hangar that you had when the update hits. Although, obviously, when there's some form of reset, you'll get resetted to the larger hangar. And what happens to the location of the couch? Does it move? No, you keep that smaller hangar, as it were. Going inside, waiting on the Zeus CL. So we've got the MR coming with 4.0 later in the year. Potentially you'd have the CL at the same time. Hopefully soon after, if not. I'm keen for 3.24. CIG have always had their delays upon delays, but hopefully once Squadron 42 is done and dusted, they can pull all resources to Star Citizen. They've got a lot of resources on Star Citizen, like a lot more than they previously had, and they are bringing a load of that Squadron work over to Star Citizen. They are genuinely making huge progress. The sort of delays at the moment aren't proper delays like with 3.24 because it's sort of more my expectation and people's expectations that they were going to be pushing out to Wave 1 PTU early July, and well, it's taking ages. It's not really a delay. You certainly could argue with 4.0 that we were expecting it Q3 because they said Q3 originally, and it's more likely to be by end of year. You think we'll have ground hauling missions in 4.0? Ooh. So I think that you'll have potentially. So there's likely going to be missions that you can do just planet side, and likely going to be missions just removing and doing cargo management from A to B on a planet. So yeah, to a degree, but they might not be particularly refined at that point. I appreciate all the kind words, especially when I didn't have a video in the background. What else have we got? So Cloud Strike. So I was talking about that earlier. Basically, there was a security update which was sort of automatically distributed to a load of computers, and when they restarted, they all blue screened, and that was like effectively a global event a couple of days ago, which caused a load of knock-on effects and load of stuff went down. Has there been any news on building interiors? So they're building things like, obviously they've built things like the not depots, what are they called? Distribution centers. So we know that they're also working on building interiors and expanded buildings and structures for landing zones like Area 18, that sort of stuff. So there will be missions there. There will be expanded interiors there. We haven't heard anything more about it for a few months. So it's not even been in the sort of roadmap updates, and not roadmap updates, monthly reports. I'm expecting we'll see something at CitizenCon. I don't expect it's a 4.0 thing. But unfortunately, we've not heard anything more about it. Shark. Can't see your name. Are there any updates I missed about where 3.24 is at? No, still either Carty, and they said that basically they said that it was a couple of blockers holding it from going to Wave 1 PTU last week. It looks like they've fixed those blockers, although the blockers list is kind of not visible to us. There's a known issues list, and that some of the most egregious ones there have been cleared off, and one of the ones they mentioned that was a blocker has been cleared off. But we're not sure. Well, I'm certainly not sure. When I ask the dates on something, listen to what Zin says. She's pretty accurate. What do you reckon we can see at CitizenCon? So I think there's going to be huge amounts of Squadron 42 sort of stuff going on there. I think there's going to be some Squadron 42 celebrities, like potentially like people like Henry Cavill, Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies, maybe Gillian Anderson, stuff like that. Maybe yeah, Squadron 42 is a big focus. I think a lot of 4.0 stuff is a big focus. New ships and stuff like that as well. They'll be talking about some mission design stuff and new plans for new missions in the future, dynamic economy stuff, dynamic universe stuff, sort of 2.0'd, sort of brought up to date. Yeah, Squadron 42 release date is likely to be at CitizenCon. That they'll go, and this is when the release date is revealed at CitizenCon. I can only use the term hopefully. Yeah, CIG didn't make any statements on CrowdStrike causing them any issues, so maybe they were unaffected or very mildly affected by it. Favorite pizza. So, like a dirty pizza, as I would describe it. There was a Domino's carbonara one that I quite liked. There's also like stone-baked, I would say stone-baked, sourdough pizzas I quite like. So just like something simple, Italian-y. Just doesn't have to be sourdough or anything like that, but just a nice simple pizza with ham on is sometimes enough. You know, ham and cheese. I don't even need pizza sauce necessarily, but like garlic butter or pizza sauce, either or. Oh, give me a garlic pizza bread, eh? Garlic bread, just a garlic bread. What can I do with my starter Aurora and Squadron pack as far as gameplay goes? So when Squadron 42 is released, you will be able to play Squadron 42 fully, single player game, and playing that will enable you to get some more stuff in Star Citizen. You have full access to Star Citizen. You can play and enjoy it as much as you want, and you have a starter ship there. You can go in, do some missions with your starter ship, and then buy all the other ships in game, even now. There will be wipes from time to time while the game is in alpha and when it moves on to beta, while it's in beta until the game launches, but there are opportunities for you to play, test, enjoy, give feedback. You just only have a starter ship to start with, rather than other people potentially buying more expensive ships. You can rent ships as well in game using the in-game currency, so you have the potential to be able to enjoy all aspects of the game. What's your preferred style of play, or what is your go-to plan to do in Star Citizen? So I'm much more of an industrial player. Base building, sort of salvage, mining, that sort of stuff is typically sort of stuff that I want to do. I will be doing a bit of everything. I do like combat. I do like sort of more capital ship combat and boarding. I'm probably going to be better as an FPS player than I am as a ship pilot. I'm an okay pilot. I'm terrible for the amount of hours I have in the game, but I have quite a lot of hours in the game, which means I'm probably better than the average player. Maybe. What's your take on hiring NPCs to be with you, like companions on Fallout or Skyrim, be by your side while fighting, flying doing missions. So there's a difference between buddies. There is a buddy system, which will be like escorting an NPC out of somewhere, or an NPC accompanying you somewhere as part of a mission. That's sort of a buddy. Your NPC crew are likely going to be more focused on ship-specific tasks, in my opinion. So you'll basically go, these guys are helping me run the ship, and you have a little bit of allocation. Now, they have talked about you might be able to get better NPCs that have better like stats or whatever by finding them out individually. I think you'll be able to hire like big crews, BAM for a javelin or whatever, but you'll also be able to individually find crew members and that sort of stuff as well. Can these people accompany you planetside? Maybe. They have not talked about that really for quite a while, about the full extent of buddy system and NPC crew. I think they'll be sort of working towards AI blades, which are semi-autonomous systems for ships. Like you might be able to get a bounty hunter database by plugging a AI blade, as they're called, into your computer slots, or you might be able to have some countermeasures automatically firing when certain conditions are met, or turrets automatically intercepting or shooting targets when certain conditions are met. I guess we'll probably get that in first before NPC crew. Although, that said, NPC crew and AI blades are very similar. So it's new. It's not a new kitchen, new house. It's a nice kitchen. I think the new message queue system will fix the latency build-up caused by servers living longer. I think it is supposed to address that as one of the things it's supposed to do. Cheers, brother. Yeah, no worries. Can you turn up your volume a little? Yes. Is that a bit better? Hopefully that's a bit better for you. Apologies. The room will be in much better state pretty soon, hopefully. Thank you so much, Bobby Yaga, for that donation. Genuinely appreciated, sir. I love money. Especially during this time of the year. I suppose I love money every time of the year. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. We'll start this and go free to play. So, it's buy to play. You don't need to buy anything more than the actual game once, as it were. You don't need to subscribe or anything as a monthly subscription. There possibly could be free to pay parts of it. Like they might go, well, let's make Arena Commander stuff free to play. They could do something like that. Will you be able to claim armor bought in the 3.24 update? What do you mean? You buy it in the live build of the game, you'll keep it until there's a reset or you lose it. I hope that the subscription model will follow that of EVE Online. The expansions are included. So I don't think Star Citizen will have traditional expansions either. I think they'll just... We'll have to wait and see, right? Squadron 42 will have... So they've said that basically there's Squadron 42 Episode 1, which is all we're supposed to expect from... All they've promised from Squadron 42 is Episode 1. There's also supposed to be Episode 2 and Episode 3, which are supposed to be their own standalone AAA games as well, but, you know, connected. Do you have any idea when Bounty Hunter version 2 will be implemented? I'm waiting for this use. MR. Well, the mark is... It is the MR that's supposed to be with 4.0, right? Is the MR? No, it's the ES. My bad. The Zeus ES for 4.0. Apologies. No, I'm not sure. So I'm thinking it's going to be like a Alpha 4.1 thing. I think it will be just after. It will be the next major patch after 4.0, in my opinion. I kind of hope it leans more towards AI blades rather than AI crew. It'll be both, right? But very much you'll be able to have both AI crew and AI blades, or NPC crew and AI blades. I don't really want to have a Tamagotchi style game. If I want to solo run for a while, I suppose I can go small. So yeah, I don't think they want. I don't think you're going to be able to have an NPC fleet. I think the idea is to have them running one ship with you, but we'll sort of have to wait and see. Can you help CIG to spend more time making a game rather than make a video? They do both. And then making video makes them more money. So that's what the marketing team's there for. That's what the Disco's there for. Disco, interestingly, is a mixture of marketing, but also development information, right? So they sort of balance the two. Said in the past that the Mechastarnet is your favorite ship. That's correct. How do you think engineering will affect it? So, I mean, it's relatively small, so you'll be able to run around and deal with any problems pretty easily. And it's obviously got like run that ship pretty effectively with 4 people. It's gonna add to the multi-crew sort of ability, but I don't think it's going to negatively affect it too much. As in, I think that it's small enough that you can really deal with its engineering issues pretty easily. If some hypothetical person had a Polaris and flew it out to a huge bag of money and then have the ship stolen, how long would the insurance replacement take while I count my credits? So that's going to be interesting. How will stuff like that affect? How long is it going to take for you to get back, right? Like, are these ships going to be, oh, your ship's been lost, insurance claim, you get money, or insurance claim, you get the ship back in 2 weeks? I don't know how that's going to be handled, and how do they handle stuff like that not happening, because they don't want players to be able to go insurance fraud. Do you think they slow down the 3.24 release to the time between 3.24 and 4.0 feel shorter? I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. I think it is just that they want to get some stuff done for 3.24. They want it in a better state. What's the current download size and install time? Sort of 50 gig. So it's I think my install of Star Citizen's about 100 gig. About 105, yeah. And that obviously it's going to vary hugely. Times to download and install. I'm generally worried that CIG will continue to sell the high-level ships after 1.0 release. It's quite possible. I'm happy for them to do this with early adoption to support the project, but your thoughts? So, depends on how it's handled, right? They want to sell in-game currency, which is effectively the same thing, the scale of the people being able to buy the currency. As long as everything's obtainable in-game, and it doesn't become a game where real money trumps anything, I don't really care. The idea of being able to destroy someone's ship that's worth thousands of dollars makes me happy. Also makes me very nervous. Isn't the current business model more profitable than finishing Star Citizen? What? No. What? Why would you think that? No. If they have a mainstream game that's got proof, then they can appeal to a huge audience. They'd be making... I mean, look how much, like, mobile games make. Look how much some of these games can make when they're finished. They're incentivized to finish the game. They're not pressured, though. So you could certainly argue, well, the lack of pressure to finish the game means that, well, there's no deadline. So they don't need to finish because they do have money. The money's coming in. But they'll make a load more money once the game's done. Like, loads more. Certainly not more profitable. I mean, neither of us can prove either of that at the moment because it's a future thing. Well, we don't know. We don't know. you think there'll be a rise in piracy after the cargo patch? So there's more legitimized reasons to do piracy. Piracy work a lot better, and so yeah, I think it will be a much more ratified gameplay loop. It will make a lot more sense. I suppose, yeah, there's the physicalization of your personal belongings in a much more grabbable way by pirates, right? How do you feel about the changes to 3.24 and their impact on gearing up to your character and looting on missions? So, I mean, I'm very much looking forward to being able to loot cargo, and lots of different types of cargo. Physicalizing that cargo in the way that they have for 3.24 is super important, and the sort of management of that. Is the footage 3.24? It's a mixture of footage. So, any 3.24 footage you see here will be that CIG have shown us before. So it's nothing I've recorded specifically from 3.24 myself or anything like that. Because I can talk about 3.24, I can talk about the patch notes for 3.24, I can talk about playing 3.24, but I can't show any videos or clips or screenshots of it that I've recorded myself because of the NDA. So they've softened the NDA. You can talk about the stuff, but you can't show the stuff off. What do you make of the airy starfighter in Air Commander engineering demo? Do you think the application of component damage is too great? I don't know enough about that. I've only played it more surface level, just messing around with the mechanics, rather than try to look at the balance or anything. Speaking of mobile games, remember a decade ago, accompanying mobile apps were the rage, having gameplay implications. Do you think Star Citizen might get one of the features? So I think there will be ways of interacting with Star Citizen to a degree, even if it's just socially, sort of with Spectrum app, stuff like that, sort of forming groups and that sort of thing. Bear with me one second. Sent me a board game and messaged me about it. Do you think they're ever get a mainstream audience? The game seems to be made for a pretty heavy niche. We're seeing that. Okay, so it will definitely become more mainstream. So when Star Citizen becomes a lot more stable and playable, it will get picked up by big streamers for sure. I'll play it for a bit. You'll get a load more audience from that. Squadron 42 releasing and being an accessible single-player version of actually gateway to Star Citizen, I think we'll get a lot of people playing. And what's less niche is Arena Commander stuff, right? Because you can play all of that sort of Star Citizen combat and racing and FPS stuff and ship stuff in sort of separate modules in a lot more arcadey. So I think it has relatively wider appeal. You don't want this code coding, that's true. Yeah, there's lots of people at CIG that obviously are very specific role. You don't want the marketing team coding. You could argue that you don't want such a big marketing team, but and what do you think of the sneak peek of the MFD display? Oh, so in the Inside Star Citizen, yeah, they look nice and clean. You can see that they're sort of gearing them up for the Squadron 42 stuff. You hope we can keep the power triangle if we choose to. Yeah, I'd like to see lots of different almost apps for MFDs as well in the future. Were you pretending the Bar Citizen in Stafford on the 3rd of August? I don't think so. I think I'm busy. I was looking at that the other week and going, can we make it? Don't think we can. I will find out later today. Well, I'll write it in my list of things to do. Bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. Can we? I will check that one, Dark Enigma. I promised to get back to you. That will remind me. I'll do it. I'll talk to Zin about it in a minute. Insurance. Any news about item insurance like weapons, armors, like in Tarkov? So not really at the moment. We know there's going to be a proper insurance system at some point. We also know there's going to be a retrieval service or sort of special item retrieval service for like your limited edition items and your promotional items and stuff like that as well. Is Star Citizen going straight from alpha to 1.0? I mean, there'll be a level of beta, right? Even if it's just testing before 1.0. But the next major milestone after 4.0 looks to be 1.0 for them. I mean, there's going to probably almost certainly be 4.1, 4.2, stuff like that before that. But they're gearing up for a 1.0 minimum viable product commercial release. What did you think of the 500th episode credit roll? I personally love that. Yeah, the fact they had all of the people that had been involved with the creation of those Star Citizen videos from Wingman's Hangar, Varric, all the way up to Disco, I suppose. So just 680 people. Absolutely fantastic. Like, good on them. It was like 200 episodes of Inside Star Citizen, 500 episodes of the wider news, and like 1,170 videos that they've made. Yeah, ridiculous. Awesome as well. Does a cargo ship I can't read that message. I've got stuff in the way of it. Ah, perfect. The cargo ship will be able to put ore bags to a refinery. So you should be able to move ore bags around with your track beams or whatever. You'll need to put that, I believe, into your freight elevator to then access it with the refinery. Pick out the refined goods of your freight elevator when they're refined. You think there'll be general improvements to a 4.0 release? Yes. So there should be a load of stuff, including network updates, engine updates, animation updates, stuff like that. But for sure. What did you think about that? You know if Squadron 42 will return to the store pre-order again? Yes, it will. We don't know when. I'm expecting it CitizenCon. I also expect a price increase when it was last on sale. Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much for people asking questions. I know people are thanking me for answering them, but the fact you're asking questions allows me to have content for these streams, and that's why I do them. I want you to ask questions. I want to be able to answer them, or at least talk about what we reckon are the answers. Hello. And genuinely thank you for all the kind words. And thank you for all the support over the potential years or days or minutes. Obviously, people that have used like the join button under my videos or become Patreons or whatever, genuinely amazing. People that have donated, thank you so much. But people just asking questions, people getting involved on the channel. Obviously, some of you have been following me for like 9 years, which is madness. I mean, even like people that have been following me for a few months. I can't stand me, and I've been living in this body for 39 years now. Oh dear, I'm old. What have I done with my life? But really enjoy Star Citizen community. I really love my community as well. Thanks so much. Obviously, there's a level of distance I maintain from people, which is sort of like I don't rally people to a huge amount of for causes or anything. I'm like more got your own mind, but talk about the news. Willing to answer questions and chat. But people support, people watching the videos, people asking questions, people sharing that and liking those videos and stuff. I've allowed the channel to be able to make daily content for almost 9 years. That's madness to me. So genuinely, thank you. The freelancers should be getting some updates. So obviously, all ships will be getting gold standard updates and being updated for master mode stuff, for the engineering stuff, and with a load more balance after that. If CIG actually does put pooping and urination into Star Citizen, do you think they will make it optional or at least trivial? So I suspect there will be a sort of cleanness and hygiene rough sort of setting that when you go to a bathroom and clean yourself and use the facilities there, it will sort of go, you're now more hygienic. The players, people will want to talk to you more, won't make so many woo comments. Do you think in-game ship prices will significantly increase after 1.0's release? The in-game prices, yes. Well, it will be a relatively yes. So I don't know how the economy is going to shake out, but the relative economy for it, yes. It'll take a lot longer to buy ships, take a huge amount of time to buy big ships. But you know what I mean? Longer. You think they're able to add more settings to support lower end machines? So the Vulkan stuff and a load of the graphics options that we'll be adding should be a lot more scalable. So yeah, to a degree. At the moment, Star Citizen isn't properly scalable. They're just a load of bottlenecks. And even running the stuff at lower in settings still, it's just not optimized at all, right? But that should change. Just wondering if the Hornet F7C the Mark 1 series is ever going to get bugs fixed for it. Yes, it will be brought up to gold standard just like the rest of the ships. It's not becoming unsupported or maintenance mode or anything. I've asked this to others, but I really want to know what you think about Mercury Star Runner. Is the Herald better for data storage? I reckon the Herald would be stealthier, but the Mercury Star Runner will carry more. So yes, I think that if you want to take data sort of short to medium distance as quickly as possible, then the Herald is probably going to be better. It's going to be really quick. It's going to be get there as quick as you can, and it's going to be harder to detect than the Mercury Star Runner. But I do think the Mercury Star Runner is going to hold more data. It's more multi-role because you can obviously hold cargo with it as well, and do more mission running stuff. Have they ever talked about the architecture of the replication layer? Is it just one server or a collection of services? I believe the replication layer is a service that effectively lives on its own sort of server. But I'm not 100% sure if it's just a load of microservices or if it's something that's a bit abstracted from a server. I know it can effectively go down, and that's the main thing you'd have to worry about 30Ks, but it would always have redundancy, is the idea. But effectively, as I understand it, it is just the service that goes, this is the current data set that everyone needs to have at any given time, and manages that, and then goes, the server needs cache recovery, bam, you're now on this server, this is the data you're supposed to have. But yes, they've talked about it at length at CitizenCon and a couple of other times. I've got some videos going over it in quite a lot of detail, so it might already be actually covered in that to a high degree. And I just can't recall it all. What do you expect between 4.0 and 1.0? A huge amount of content. So they need to have everything effectively feature complete that they've promised for Star Citizen, or most of it. Not content complete, so they can obviously have a huge amount more star systems in the future as well. They can like release with like 6 or a dozen star systems, right? For 1.0, but then they need to in the future try and build towards that 100 star system goal. Bear with me 1 second. I just need to buy a. Hello. Oh, I had to fight through my house. Right, we are going to stop pretty soon, stream-wise. I'll try and power through any other questions here, and then we'll send you over to someone else. Do you feel that CIG are set on the name Peregrine, or is it just for data miners? So people are talking here about, spoilers, about the new Saber variant, maybe called the Peregrine, maybe a racing ship / quantum interdictor / interceptor, something like that. Get in the camera's radius. It's I thought it was going to be called the Raptor originally, but I don't know. Stuff like that does change. Names do change. The CIG put breadcrumbs in to trick data miners for sure. What's your take on the removal of jump gate drama? Sorry if I've already asked. Removal of jump? you talking about they're no longer going to be actual ringed structures? I mean, obviously they've said they're going to be, there's jump gates, there's transient jump gates, there's permanent jump gates. There's the jump points, but they're not the actual Stargatey things anymore. I'm fine with that, and obviously they might change that in the future and go. Some actually have that sort of infrastructure, some don't. We're not by the retaliation anymore. Can't find it all the modules. Oh, maybe it's not on sale at the moment. Or they've sort of depreciated it until they've got its modules properly on sale. Right? They might be fiddling with it. Are there any gaps in ship/size/ brand that you want to see filled? Yes, huge amounts of stuff. Huge amounts of stuff. I think that they'll be able to make ships for many years to come because of that. And I'm fine with them basically going and trying to make every ship of every size for every brand eventually, and then adding more brands. How many toilets will the jump gates have? It's effectively one big toilet, right? Do you think they will? Do you think they have plans for Cutlass Red to make it a better medical ship, considering the respawn medical Ursas, or shall I melt my Cutty Red? So, I mean, the Cutlass Red is a ship and can fly. It has 2 beds, and if you're doing something long range, where you want to stabilize someone for a long period of time or whatever, then the Cutlass Red's going to be a lot more effective. It's probably going to be better for scanning and stuff as well, right? So, search and rescue ship versus a ground vehicle. Have you heard of the rigging to play Star Citizen in VR composed of track IR and screen mirroring to a phone and a headset? So, back on the Oculus DK2, I was doing stuff with Star Citizen in VR, but I have heard that people have been jury rigging stuff. I'll look at it in the future. I suspect it will be, again, very much a bodged job, but might be interesting. I'll see where it's come to. Is a question within a question still a single question? Yes. You can give it a single answer. Banner Merchantman when? I suspect we will hear more about the Banner Merchantman towards the end of the year, sort of like potentially a little bit in October, maybe with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, they'll talk about it again. I was referring to the rings when you were talking about the Jumpgate drama. I don't think it's much for drama. I think it's like they've gone, well, we want a natural phenomena, and I also think they might go, yeah, we'll have those structures back in the future. I mean, they can change their mind, right? What is your most anticipated ship, and why is the Kraken? Kraken's pretty high up there, and probably like something like the Pioneer, though. I mean, Banner Merchantman's pretty high up there. And at the moment, I'm sort of building excitement for the Polaris. Do love the Kraken. I think it's going to be great because you can just go, this Kraken is a mission to go and take out a pirate base. Bam. Did CIG forget to add the links to in-game shops? So, is the link starting in-game shops? It'll probably be in 3.24. Probably, question mark. What degree of confidence do you have in CIG's schedule? Noticed in a previous video about 4.x dubious. I'm always dubious now. I love Star Citizen. It's ready when it's ready. I mean, sort of, I was expecting 3.24 to be wider PTU. By now, it's still an Evocati. I have been for the last couple of weeks. 4.0, I was expecting many moons ago. And the current iteration of 4.0 was supposed to be roughly done by sort of like September, October time, but CIG have said within the next few months, hopefully by the end of the year, basically, or expected by the end of the year. So we don't know. It's ready when it's ready. I'm expecting 4.0 by the end of the year. I'm in our hands live, but not expecting it by the end of Q3. Beyond 3.24, what major user interface and user experience improvements do you think still need to be addressed coming into 4.0? I mean, nothing needs to be addressed for 4.0, right? But you want stuff to be as optimal and streamlined and quality of life as possible. Obviously, anything that was Squadron 42, first-person shooter and interaction and ship MFD stuff, gimme. And general kiosk and search functions and that sort of quality of life stuff, getting the inventory into the best state it can be. Yeah. So you'll find that Spectrum is always up in arms about something, but it's not whole spectrum. It'll be a few people that really feel strongly about a particular topic going rah, which is then they're right to do. I mean, they're more than welcome to share. They don't like something, or they like something, that something's changed, whatever. Let them have their opinion. That's all good. Right. I am going to pass you over to someone else. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for asking questions. I will try and stream regularly on Mondays at around 3 p.m. UTC. That's the sort of plan for at least an hour. At some point, I'm going to try to get 2 streams on a week. Try and get Zin down for some of those streams as well. She's working on videos at the moment. She's got a load of videos at the moment because we've got sponsorship to do, we've got the jump point stuff to do, we've got the podcast to do, and then I've got a load of video ideas that I'm going to be planning through this week because I'm like, bam, it's July, it's a little bit slower for Star Citizen and YouTube content in general, but that's not an excuse to not work. And now that I'm getting a bit more set up in my house, I'm going to start to try and improve the quality of those videos again, rather than phoning it in, as it were. The office floor will be done later this week, and then I'm going to soundproof or sound dampen the room, and then set up some more other bits and bobs and build a new desk and get this place in a bit more order. It's functional, but it's not right yet. It's not set up properly. Roadmap to Alpha 5.0, 5.6. So after 4.0, the main focus is going to be 1.0, a commercial release, but you'll still see like patches for 4.1, 4.2. Who else is actually streaming at the moment? Let's have a look. See. Around. I'm going to send you to the beautiful boy, Super Mac Brother. Does very similar content to me, but he also plays Star Citizen pretty regularly on stream. Something that I have done and will do a lot more regularly, but I do not do a huge amount of. I prefer to make videos and then talk about Star Citizen, I suppose, on these bad boys. But I'm looking forward to CitizenCon for sure. Getting ready for that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Generally appreciated. Hope you have a great rest of your July and great rest of the week. And give Super Mac Brother my love. Talk to you soon. Peace.